Hello everybody, today we are going to demonstrate a case of a robotic right inguinal hernia repair, and with me is a senior consultant Dr. Sadashiv from Bombay and Dr. Alpana, senior consultant from Global Hospital, and my entire team of anesthetists. So in robotic cases it is important that for the right groin hernia we will be using the XI robot, which you can see at the back over there, and this particular robot has got a flexibility that we can move it in a different direction and dock it. So in this particular case, this is the head end of the patient, this is the leg end of the patient, that's a right inguinal hernia. Ruler?
Yes.
So the minimum distance at which the port should first come in is at about 15 centimeters from the target point. So this is where you can see that we are at 15 centimeters, and we are going to do a port in port technique, a 12 mm entry, which you can see here, and in the 12 mm I'll be docking in the robotic port. The idea of using in a 12 mm is that we can put our suture materials or mesh initially on, so you can avoid a fourth arm. At about a feet distance from there, we have to put a 8 mm on the right side and the one on the left side. Since it's an XI model, all the ports come in the straight line, and that's the biggest benefit, that you have to put it in the straight line. And the docking in this patient is going to be from here, so the robot will be coming in from this side and the arms will be moving in and we'll be putting it in this direction. So normally it comes somewhere something like this, not exactly perpendicular to it, but it will be something at this angle, and then from there we will be putting it in this direction. If you see the position of the patient, we have given Tenenberg position, so we give a dip of about 30 to 45 degree dip, as you can see over here. And the idea of that is that we try to keep the bowel away. The idea of keeping the bowel away is that when you are working in this direction, we don't want the robotic instrument to cause any particular problem to the patient. Coming to the cart or the patient trolley, so you can see here what we have prepared here is that these are the 8 mm ports, which are from Da Vinci. And what I was talking to you about the port in port is something like this. So once we have this in place, this will be going in through that, and then we can use this and it can work as a single unit. So this is how we are going to do it in this particular case. What instruments we need for this is, basically we will be needing 3 instruments. So this is a needle holder, as you can see here. This is one instrument which will be used to suture the peritoneal flaps. Then for my cutting, we will be using in the scissors, that is over there. And then the third instrument which we are going to use is the fenestrated bipolar. So this will help us to retract the peritoneal flap. So it's a 3-arm technique where we are going to do it. The procedure will be, we will do an optical entry first, and once we get an optical entry, we will be putting in the mesh. Normally for a gentleman like this, where there's a suspected direct hernia, we'll be using in a large or an extra large, but in this case probably we are going to use in a large 3-dimensional mesh. So I'll be putting in my mesh inside and my 3-0 suture material, which is going to be a absorbable suture material, which will be going inside to close my peritoneal flaps. The flap will be raised from the anterior superior iliac spine, so that is the next landmark. So the landmark is the anterior superior iliac spine, and we start raising the flap from here, and we'll be going almost here till the medial umbilical ligament on that side, and then we'll be doing the dissection. The subsequent part you will see once we are inside.